Here's a famous quote by Greek philosopher Socrates. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. This quote constitutes the depth of how much there truly is to learn in our world, filling ourselves with knowledge of cultures that may be able to improve our own lifestyles. I will be informing you about the fascinating traditions embedded into Greek culture, their unique communication behaviors, as well as a current event happening in Greece today. I have done depths of research on Greece to be able to provide you with the most accurate information possible. I was interested in learning about Greece because I have seen Greece on social media previously, and I'm just so intrigued by their culture. And first, I will be telling you about some unique cultural aspects in Greece. Then I will inform you on their communication behaviors, and finally I will explain a current event happening in Greece today. Let me begin with some background information on Greece's culture. One of the most well-known cultural aspects in Greece is their sophisticated sculptures and architecture. I visited www.britannica.com, written and fact-checked by the editors of Encyclopedia Britannica, to learn extraordinary building designs in Greece. In the article entitled Cultural Architecture by Kathleen Cooper, architecture began in the 6th century BC in Greece. Pieces from all the way back then still inspire Greek architecture today. Two principal orders in archaic and classical architecture in Greece are the Doric and the Ionic. The Doric order, a fun fact about it, is that their columns have no bases. And opposite of that, the fun fact about the Ionic is that the bases support the columns. Now that I've told you some of Greece's cultural sculpture and architecture, let me move on to their communication behaviors. Their communication style reflects their passionate and expressive personalities. Greeks display their messages in high context, which means that they rely less on verbal cues. They tend to use hand gestures and body language to emphasize their ideas. For example, they use a thumbs up to say goodbye. According to the website www.hofstede-insights.com/country-comparison, developed by Geert Hofstede, the section entitled Individualism explains that Greece is considered a collectivistic culture. They prioritize their family and community over their own needs. Now that I've told you about Greece's culture and communication behaviors, let me talk about a current event in Greece. I consulted the website www.cnn.com to find a current event that stood out to me in Greece. I came across an article entitled Europe's Migration, Policies and Chaos as Arrivals Surge, written by Sanna Norhag, and it was published on April 16, 2023. I learned that the current event that is very important in Greece is the ongoing refugee crisis. Greece is presently a popular entry point for migrants fleeing conflict around the world. The government in Greece is battling to manage the large inflow of people coming into their country. They are currently unable to provide adequate support for the large number of migrants that they are intaking. Refugees are forced to live in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions. They have nowhere to go but the camps for temporary accommodation. Most of them live in tents with limited access to food, water, and medical care. With that being said, let me conclude. First, I told you about Greece's special cultural sculpture and architecture. Then, I told you about Greece communicating through gestures and body language in their collectivistic society. Lastly, I informed you about the ongoing refugee crisis in Greece. Despite their difficulties, Greece has shown immense resilience in the face of their crisis and continue to value the needs of others above themselves. F. Haristo.